This is your market recap for November 20th, 2025. As you can see today, we had a really big sell-off. People speculate that it's because NVIDIA, whatnot. And I wouldn't be lying. Well, I would be lying if I said I predicted it. I did have us playing a little bearish this morning, but not this whatsoever. Because previous to this, we did have an SMT with this low. And so I thought that an SMT with this low would bring us out of this bearish trend we're in right now. But that obviously didn't happen as we came up and struggled to take out this internal buy side right there, um, and then sold off around 1,000 handles, 1,000 points, targeting this sell side. If we pull up the weekly time frame, um, we could be in for a big correction, big correction. Um, I don't see us coming any lower than this. Sorry, like much lower than that. This is usually and probably where I think we may stop, but I'm not a macroeconomic person, and so the rules don't really play the same. But as far as the daily goes, because I'm pretty good at that, we had to come down here, sweep it relatively shallowly and closed, but nonetheless, we did hit it. Um, go down to the 4 hour, we can see um, here is yesterday we had this SMT with this low right here. Boom, right there. SMT with that low, which then brought us this retrace upwards here. We look pretty good given there's no inefficiencies throughout here for us to react off of. But if we look here, expands, retrace, expand, retrace into this 4 hour, nice expand. Upwards, we stop dead at constant encroachment of this 4 hour wick. I believe it's 4 hour, it might be 1 hour as well. It's a 4 hour wick, constant encroachment, also an hourly fair value gap. We'll get to that. And then which proceed to sell off for the entire day. Um, Obviously targeting this low. And ES swept it too, so it's not like we have a huge SMT there. So if we start here, price rallied overnight, and then we started to retrace towards the end of London, and then we started expanding pre-market, coming up, taking out this internal buy side here, stopping at this 1 hour inverse fair value gap here. Reason it's an inverse is we have bullish fair value gap here. Price wanted to close out of it, but was brought back in it, which validates it, and then it broke it, and since then we haven't come back to it. So look at the closures on the bottom of that hourly fair value gap there. Look at this black dotted line is constant encroachment right there. Not sure why it says buy side liquidity though, because yeah, there's some buy side in there. Yeah, and then from there, I don't even think I have to explain it. Just 600 handles in an hour. It's crazy. We came down, took out this low, had a little retrace, and then continue to come target this low. So it's going to be a very quick today because market did nothing, a whole lot of everything, and then not much. So 15-minute really doesn't have much. It really just highlights how mediocre the beginning of today was. My bias going into today, given that we had expanded here and played bullish, was to come take out this high very minorly, like barely sweep it, but then retrace to equilibrium of this bullish move here. So I was kind of correct with the overall direction on the day, but by the magnitude, not even close. Not even close. So we have that hourly once again. Nice reaction off the low here. Tapping up here. Constant encroachment of that wick right there. Perfectly takes that out. Not a single, well, not a single, there's only one. We don't close above this high over here. We just close right below it after sticking a toe up there. And then boom, down, take out the sell side, have too much volume, don't even stop to retrace. Boom, all the way down. Sweep this, sweep the sell side, give it a little bit of a retrace, and then PM session starts it again, retraces, and drags it all the way finally below this low, where it kind of just loses all volume. So 5 minute time frame. The only thing we have is this 5 minute here, and it's to help playing bullish. I mean, just look at the wicks here. Look at the lack of actual direction. Um, Excuse me. That this just scared me off. Not scared me off, but really turned me off of taking a trade because I saw all these wicks. I saw this big up and down, no real direction. So I said, all right, we're not going anywhere. I knew this is too late for me to like to take a trade anyways. But if we look at this, at this point, equilibrium is right at the bottom of that 5 minute, and we retrace almost perfectly to it, definitely perfectly to the low of the 5 minute. But this expansion was just so weak that I didn't want to be in it. Like I mentioned, my draws, at least for the interim, were up here. All right, this high up here, um, and then bearish, but not this bearish to a retrace. Um, but you know, price had other plans. We hit a retrace during this macro down to 5 minute, this 5 minute for value gap, constant encroachment, and then up again. Take out this buy side. Don't lay a single candle body above it, and then boom, tip over. And it's all just straight downhill from there, taking out this low, retracing one more time, consolidating for about an hour and a half before finally diving to take out the rest of the sell side. 1 minute trade of the day is definitely this, but I'll get to that in a second. Just look at the 1 minute. It's just such a mess here, right? SMT of highs, SMT of highs, two SMTs of highs, two SMTs of lows, no real strong correlation between the two. Again, almost touched constant encroachment, touched the bottom of this 5 minute perfectly. Started to manipulate upwards. Sorry, I'm just yawning so much right now. Took out this buy side very, very shy. All right, didn't have any desire to go higher than that. One more time we pushed up. Here's that stop at constant encroachment. If we actually look, constant encroachment is at 300 flat, and this high is at 325, so just enough. One tick up there to help them ride down to this 5 minute. And from there we have one run higher, up, sweep this buy side. Immediately from there, retrace, react off this 1 minute for value up. It's small, but it's there. 1 minute for value up there, and it's really small. I didn't even see it unless I like really zoomed into it. Reaction here validates it. Nice closures here, keeping price definitely in it. Play bullish one more time. Failed to take out this high. Big displacement down below the inverse for value gap. That would be your entry. Uh, if you were short, that is. Technically, technically, there is some sort of backing. Um, this just lack of volume could tell you that if we're this close to a source of liquidity, we're most likely going to go grab it, right? This is something that a quick market open just rally could get done in 10, 15 minutes. But the fact that we don't and that we just lose all volume could be hinting that we're gonna, look to tip over. Then we look at the constant encroachment of this wick. Then we look at how we sweep this. Then we look at this hourly inverse. Then we see us, boom, take out this buy side, retrace to a good spot. This looks like equilibrium. Yeah, equilibrium and everything. Fair value gap, equilibrium, push one more time. Failed to take out that high. All right, so that's number one, right? Change in ideation number one. We failed to take out that high. Boom. Drop all the way down here. Disrespect this fair value gap. Turn it to an inverse. Boom, there, you're in. All right, seems fast, and in all honesty, it was. If someone was looking at this and they caught it, I mean, fair play. That person knows what they're doing and they're confident in what they're doing. Um, this is simply a hindsight play. This is what I would have done, obviously, if I knew it was bearish. It makes sense now. Um, But in the moment, I was thinking, okay, we're gonna take our time to go up here, not we're gonna consolidate and then dump 1,000 points. Um, does it make sense? Sweep this higher time frame array here, small retrace array, sorry, liquidity here, small retrace, adequately retraced, losing all volume with no direction. Um, it does make sense in a way, kind of like here, we're up, we're losing volume, we're retracing, boom, down. Boom, we're up, we're losing volume, and we're retracing. So it makes sense. There was many signs. There's that one that we lost volume, two constant encroachment, one the tap here, two the tap here, and then immediately retrace back to it. This inverse fair value gap here, this 1 minute fair value gap respected, boom, failure to take out this high, disrespect of that 1 minute fair value gap. And obviously here is when it's created an inverse. It does actually come tap back up into that, but for just wanting to be in the trade, especially after this huge candle, after this small one, I'd want to just be in it at this point. A little early. If this was during the macro, it would make a lot of sense to me, but it wasn't. In all honesty, I would ride this maybe to equilibrium, but just for the sake of simplicity, we're taking it straight to the sell side. Even though it does go much lower, I mean, heck, target this sell side, or this sell side, you're looking at a 1 to 33, but in all honesty, I'm not holding that. I'm not holding that, because if I risk, what I usually risk, an account that I take out profits, so I'm not going to ride that much. That's probably net like a 1 to 15, maybe 1 to 20, and I'm talking like equity wise, that's a $40,000 trade on one account. Um, it's also 40,000 in drawdown that I could have if it doesn't actually take out my finals. So not really wanting to do that. So my finals would be here, and I'd be happy to see it just keep melting in my direction. Going into the future, well, we pull up the weekly candle. We're 100% bearish on this week. We'll see how we react after taking out this low. Oops, wrong way. Obviously, the 20 to 30% of the weekly range retrace is on and in play. This daily candle has already opened, so it's possible that it touches that and gets rid of it and then continues that move bearish. Right now, I'm looking at constant encroachment of this right there, which coincidentally aligns with 20% of the weekly range retrace. Yeah, it's actually a sweet spot in my opinion. Well, it would make sense. Mitigation block here as well, or whatever block, whatever you want to call it. But this 20% here, this high up here, it would make sense for it to hit that and then continue to fall. Our targets for this week past this, I don't really know. We're not going to reach this. That would be absolutely crazy because that's another what, 800 points off this low. Let's go down to a reasonable time frame. Took out this low. Yeah, I really don't know. I think at this point our best bet is using a fib on this expansion here to see how much we're going to fall from there. But unless price gives us significant reason to play bullish tomorrow, as far as I'm concerned, well, the Friday candle is already open. So if it goes up and touches that 20 to 30%, well, then bears are still on, right? The way we swept the sell side on such a high time frame, I don't like, right? We closed 30 handles below it. I mean, it's doable, but that's a big source of liquidity. I kind of want to see with how shallow we swept it, a retrace to this 30% here. One, because it's this, I don't know what block it is, but this right here is a popular spot that I see. My eyes are just drawn to it, and this 30%. But past that, we may just enter the range and be done. We may just retrace into there and be done for the week. Um, can't really say for now. We'll have to see the behavior of price action closer to market open. But this has been your market recap for November 20th, 2025.